different mindset, but we'll get to that. The Packers are entering their first season since 1991. 1991 without without a Hall of Famer quarterback. Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers. The Green and Gold have used two starting quarterbacks, Favre and Rodgers, in the past 30 years as openers through week 15 since forever. The Packers are rebuilding, whether you think so or not. Could they be good? I don't know. More people are going to think they're going to be more bad than good. Right? Fair or unfair, that's what it is. That's from Bakhtiari, one of their players. Trading Rodgers to the Jets, Jerry's old stomping grounds, certainly removes the Super Bowl or bust narrative that has surrounded the franchise for the last several years, but that doesn't change or can't change the fact that they're not really in contention for the NFC North. Right? Rodgers completed 6 of his 9 passes when he came off the bench. Excuse me, not Rodgers. Love completed 6 of his 9 passes when he came off the bench in 2022. But then that was it. That really was it. It was on the road versus Philadelphia, 113 yards, including a 63-yard touchdown. But there are no real sentiments for how this quarterback is. Corey Clement, that's footwork, really a big aspect of playing quarterback. If you can try to watch the quarterback's feet and not watch anything else, you might have a good idea if it's going to be a good throw. If you can have your feet in position to make a throw, assuming everyone in the NFL has a certain degree of talent, you're going to have a chance of success. Jordan Love, you got to work on your footwork. Pretty much this is what Corey Clement is saying. It's all up to him. Okay, now let's not even talk about Green Bay needing to fix their defense. There's a lot that needs to happen with Jordan Love and the Green Bay Packers. A lot. So we'll talk about it. JT, your thoughts on the Green Bay Packers?
Tell you the truth, man, I may be surprising you here, but I think Jordan Love's going to surprise a lot of people. I really
You
believe.
did just surprise me. You surely did.
What's that?
I said you surely did surprise me.
Yes, I think Jordan Love is going to surprise some people. Look at what happened to Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers got drafted, whatever he got drafted in the first round, deep in the first round, unlike what he thought was going to happen. He sat behind a Hall of Fame quarterback for a few years before that Hall of Fame quarterback left over controversy. Deja vu all over again. Aaron Rodgers. Jordan Love sat behind Aaron Rodgers for 2 or 3 years, left in controversy, and now he's taken over. I think he knows the offense. I'm not saying he's another Hall of Famer, but I think he's going to surprise some people. I really believe that. He may not be Aaron Rodgers, but he's going to be a serviceable quarterback, and the head coach / offensive coordinator is going to put him in position to succeed, what he does the best. I'm thinking he's going to surprise some people. I mean, he's going to have his ups and downs just like any other quarterback, including Aaron Rodgers, including Pat Mahomes. They had up and downs throughout their season. And I'm not calling Jordan Love on the same level. But I'm saying, obviously I'm not calling him on the same level. I'm just saying quarterbacks, just like any other players, have good weeks and then may have a bad week. Some people think they're trash after they have a bad week, but that's okay. It happens. Every player playing 17, 18 weeks doesn't have 17, 18 prime weeks. They always have some down weeks. That comes with the game. But you got to be somewhat consistent. I think Jordan Love is going to surprise some people because the same scenario has taken place over the last 30 years. Hall of Fame quarterback, guy sits behind him, becomes another Hall of Fame quarterback. I'm not saying Jordan Love is, but Jordan Love sat behind Aaron Rodgers, learned a lot. I imagine he learned quite a bit sitting behind him and watching him. And now he gets to take over the Green Bay Packers, who have young talent, and they're going to grow up together. So I'm thinking they have a decent defense. They had decent defense last year, and this year they have a decent defense, which is going to help them, put them in position to make some plays and score some points. I think Jordan Love is going to surprise some people this year.
So with that being said, JT, you know what I'm about to do. Are you drafting any of the Green Bay Packers on your fantasy team this year? You knew I was going to ask the question. So,
yes, I am. Yes.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Who are you targeting? Just for the viewers, because we've got 5 months before the real draft happens.
Let me put it this way: there's some fantasy. I wouldn't say fantasy gold, but there is some fantasy goodness in the Green Bay Packers. Okay.
Okay, I didn't say there isn't, but I'm asking you, who would you target outside of Aaron Jones? Because Aaron Jones, in my opinion, is very draftable, and we got it. But out of him, who's draftable? Honestly. Oh, there's my boy Dave. You know Dave's going to talk about Chicago.
We ain't talking about the Cowboys today.
I said Chicago.
Oh, Chicago. Okay.
Because he's a Bears fan.
Okay. God bless him.
But again, I asked the question, who are you targeting on Green Bay outside of Aaron Jones? Because if you say this is A.J. Dillon or C.J. Dillon, whatever his name is, I'm going to laugh. But outside of that.
Well, you don't – look, why don't you just ask me the question?
I did. You didn't answer it.
Okay. Well, you kept on talking. You kept on talking.
I apologize. Go right ahead.
All right. I'm thinking of at least one person, at least one wide receiver that supposedly is the favorite target of Jordan Love. And it's
Christian Watson.
Can I answer the question, or are you going to answer it for me?
Go ahead.
And it's Romeo Doubs, who's a late round pick.
Okay. All right.
So
now you know what? I give you credit on that one. Because he's a deep threat guy. Yep. Watson is a deep threat guy too, but Romeo couldn't stay healthy last year.
Yep. I like Romeo Doubs. So if I get a chance to draft him late in fantasy, because a lot of people will be thinking and focusing on Christian Watson. I'm not doing that. That's too obvious. I won't be drafting Christian Watson on any of my teams. That
means he's going to do it, y'all. That means he's going to do it.
No. Trust me when I say that. He won't be on any of my teams. When I tell you I'm not drafting somebody, he does not come on my team at all. I don't trust him. I think he's inconsistent, and I think he's a injury waiting to happen. I like Romeo Doubs.
Okay. All right, let's go over the schedule. And you know what time it is right now, boy. Now you get the pencil and paper. JT normally is the one that will keep the wins and losses as we tally them. Okay? I want you guys out there too to tally them. Robert Rue, check your email. I sent you the invite. Dave, if you want to jump on, let me know. And when we get to the Bears, we'll talk about the Bears. But next we're talking about Detroit. So, all right. Green Bay schedule week 1 open up against the Chicago Bears at 4:25 p.m. You got a what? And it's at Chicago.
I got a loss.
Okay. Week 2 at Atlanta.
I have a
Are you struggling on that one?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because I'm telling you this, and I told you this before. There's always at least a half a dozen teams that surprise during the season. and Atlanta may be one of them. Atlanta. I'm gonna say a loss. Okay.
Okay, so we both have Chicago and Atlanta beating Green Bay versus New Orleans at home.
New Orleans. Loss.
Okay, start 0-3 versus Detroit at home. So the weather isn't an issue here because it's September.
Loss.
Oh, another loss.
Yeah.
That's 4 straight losses. Okay. Last game before the bye week at Vegas.
At Raiders.
Yeah, at the Raiders and Devontae Adams.
At Raiders. Oh, Vegas. Oh, that's a win.
What?
Yep, that's a win. That's a win. I have no faith in the Raiders. I have no faith in the Raiders. Quarterback position is in flux. I have none. None.
So, okay, all right. Before I move forward, because it's the bye week next. So you telling me Green Bay's going to stop Josh Jacobs running the ball?
I have no faith in the Raiders.
I get it. I get what you're saying. You have no faith. But I'm asking you a question now on individual players.
Look,
they're going to stop Josh Jacobs from running the ball.
Let me. What you can let a running back go wild, but if they don't score any points, hello.
Okay.
Hello?
Okay. And you don't think Devontae Adams is going to have like a career game?
I told you before, and I keep pounding the table about.
I understand the quarterback.
I look, Devontae Adams is not going to be the guy. He's going to be the guy, but he's not going. That quarterback is one of the worst. That's Jimmy G, one of the worst quarterbacks in throwing deep. So what I'm saying is this: Devontae Adams is not going to be Devontae Adams because he had a Hall of Fame quarterback playing. He was playing for a Hall of Fame quarterback, and he also playing for his former teammate. This is a totally different animal with a new quarterback with no affiliation with Devontae Adams and a sketchy health history and being able to push the ball down the field. Jimmy G ain't the guy. So
you see what Dave said?
Okay, he can say it. I have no faith in
Okay. All right. I mean, I got him starting 0-5 going into the bye week. That's me. It doesn't get no better. It does not get no better.
I get 1-4.
Okay. Week 7 at Denver. And that nice. Well, you know what? I'm not going to do it. I jinxed in Russ I Trust last year. I'm not going to jinx Russ this year. But at Denver.
They lose that. Tough Denver defense in Denver. They lose that.
Okay. Week 8 back home versus Minnesota.
They lose that. Too much offense.
Now, unless they re-sign Dalvin Cook, which has been rumored, or they sign Zeke, I'm giving that to Green Bay.
Oh, that ain't
because if Danielle Hunter, here's the thing: if Danielle Hunter goes, I'm like, okay, Minnesota's going to finish close to last, in my opinion.
That's not happening.
I really think so. But I'm gonna give their first win week 8.
Let me
at home versus Minnesota.
Let me ask you a question.
Okay.
Let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
You got the and I said they're going to do better, but I don't think they're going to do that much better. The Green Bay Packers. They're going up against the Minnesota offense that was one of the top 5 offenses in the league. Regardless of their defense, do you think the offense of Minnesota compared to the Green Bay offense is going to outscore Minnesota or Minnesota outscore Green Bay?
I think Minnesota's offense is going to get outscored because right now, as I look at it, you only have 2 players that will be a threat. And one proved during the playoffs, if you jam him, you'll stop him. That's Justin Jefferson. And then you got Hawkinson. Hawkinson's going to be the only thing that Kirk Cousins is going to be able to throw to this year. Right? Now, you get Alexander Mattison. He's a good guy. You know, he's only had over 150 total touches once. And that's 150 touches. And he's been hurt a few of those times. I don't think, because I'm looking at Romeo Dobbs, who I forgot, thank you for reminding me, Christian Watson, the Jordan Love's ability to scramble, Aaron Jones, and Dylan.
So
and I'm saying that they are better equipped right now.
You think they're
right now?
You think they got better offensive weapons than Minnesota? Is that what you're telling me?
Yes. Oh. Hey Rob, I see you. We got you in the green room, Rob. Once we get to Detroit, I'll bring you on.
You think that the Minnesota Vikings don't have more offensive weapons than the Green Bay Packers? You're saying
at this very moment, no. They got rid of the best running back. They're getting rid of their defensive lineman. They already got rid of their best linebacker in Kendrick.
So you telling me that Green Bay? Because if you're saying that, because what I'm hearing you tell me is that Minnesota.
I mean, how many times I got to tell you?
Wait a minute. Can I finish?
Go ahead.
You always interrupting me here.
Go ahead.
So what you're telling me is that Minnesota's defense is going to be so bad that it's going to be a shootout. And if it's a shootout, you're saying that Green Bay's offense was going to outscore Minnesota's offense. I don't see it.
I don't think it's going to be a shootout. That's where you're wrong. I don't think it's going to be a shootout. But Rob he's doing some stuff right now. So I'm going to bring him on before we get to Detroit and we finish this schedule because he has a lot of things to say on the message on LinkedIn. So now I'm going to let the world hear. Now, before I bring him on, Robert Rue is a former military leader. I believe I think he made major.
Okay.
I think he made major.
Okay.
Not sure. Or he didn't. He left at a captain.
Okay.
He is highly educated. He's a professor at a university.
Okay.
I'll let him talk about it. If they're not sponsoring me, Rob, don't mention the university unless they're going to sponsor a brother. Okay. He has vast experience in many areas. And of course, he's a sports fan. So I'm going to bring him on. I'm going to let him say his piece.
Okay.
And then if I don't like it, I'm going to block him. All right, Brother Rue, what's up?
Hey, what's happening, man? How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. And you?
I'm doing well. I can't complain about nothing.
All right. Well, you complaining on the thread. You talking about Minnesota I got them winning the division, the first round loss.
It's not a complaint. It's because the only complaint I got is that the Philadelphia Eagles defense went MIA in the second half of the Super Bowl and just gave the win to a one-ankled freaking Patrick Mahomes. That's what I'm upset about that. But this NFC North you talking about, let me tell you something. The reason why all of them are going to lose, every last one of them, somebody got to win. You might have one that's like 8 and 9 that's going to win the division or something like that.
Ooh,
but
wow.
That's probably going to be Minnesota. But they don't have no killers in that division. There's no killers there. None of them are killers.
Well,
none of them are Kirk Cousins.
That's
Kirk Cousins is not a killer. Jordan Love is not a killer. These people are not killers.
Right.
That's what I'm trying to
say earlier.
Dave want to bet y'all. Dave wants to bet everybody today. When we talk about the Bears, hopefully Dave has some time. I can bring him on.
He's feeling generous. That's all. He's feeling like he want to give out money. He's been very, very charitable. But that's okay.
Justin Fields is not a killer. Justin Fields is not a killer either. None of them are killers.
That's his Bears, man. He said, watch the Bears. That's what he said.
Justin Fields ain't no killer. None of them are.
No.
None of them. None of them. They're going to get beat down.
That's what I was saying earlier, that it's all coming down to quarterback play, and you just throw 4 quarterbacks up in the air, and whoever mounts up on top is that. Otherwise, who knows?
I agree. Dave says come take his money. When we get to Chicago, I hope Dave is able to jump on. I know you're a Philadelphia Eagle fan. I got this Michael Vick autographed helmet if you want it, $500, but we'll talk about that off air.
Oh boy.
But let me finish the schedule with Green Bay so we can move to Detroit.
Okay.
And thanks for joining us, Rob. I really appreciate it.
Yeah,
really
absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes.
All right. So after Minnesota, it's versus the Rams, who will bring back Matthew Stafford and Cooper Kupp. I think Dalvin Cook needs to go there. Him or Zeke. Just my opinion. But the Rams, JT, who you got? I got the Rams. Rob, if you want to chime in too, you can. But let me.
I got the Rams. I got the Rams just because Cooper Kupp is a killer and has demonstrated that he is a killer.
Yes.
He'll cut your head off and keep on rolling. So
Sure will.
And not look back.
Right.
So JT, you picking the Rams as well, or you picking?
Absolutely, yeah, I'm picking the Rams. I got it. They got. I think the defense is going to be revitalized this year. I like the Rams in that game.
All right. Then they go on the road to Pittsburgh.
That's a wrap. That ain't happening. That's not happening. I know it's Kenny Pickett, and you don't ever know what you're going to get out of Kenny Pickett, even though it's the second year. But I like Pittsburgh, Mike Tomlin. I gotta go that way.
Rob?
Yeah, I go with Pittsburgh on the strength of the coaching staff. I think Detroit will do Detroit things and get out coached and take defeat out of the jaws of victory, and so I agree.
Well, this is Green Bay going against Pittsburgh, so we ain't on Detroit.
Oh, that's even worse. That's even worse. That's even worse. That's
wow. Wait a minute. Can I regress for a minute, Vic? Because I need to ask him this question to get another opinion. What's your opinion? And I'm going to give you a broad scope here. What's your opinion of the quarterback in Green Bay, Jordan Love?
I think he'll be good over time underneath them bright lights and catching a beat down a few times. He's not accustomed to the level of scrutiny and he's a younger dude, which gives him a little bit of an advantage. But once them 6'8", 350-pound defensive ends that run 4.6 40s come hit you a couple times in a game, he hasn't experienced that. He hasn't had to really run like that over 17 games. So I think this year, he's going to take it on the chin. Maybe next year too, but after that, if he's still around, I think he'll be all right.
Well, on that, if he's going to be around next year, they have to give him a long-term contract. It's pretty much, and I know it's a 2-year contract, but it's pretty much a 1-year deal. Mm-hmm. So he's got to prove that he can take the pounding and show that he's the future. Because look who's coming out. I have Green Bay, I'm be honest, before we finish this, getting the number 1 overall pick next year. And I think they're going to get Caleb Williams from USC, a DC native. Mm-hmm. But let's finish the schedule because I only think they're going to win 1 game. I already said which game they're going to win. That's just my opinion.
Right.
But let's go back down this list. Chargers. They're home for the Chargers.
Won't make a difference. I like Chargers.
Rob? I think you got the Chargers or the Packers, Rob?
I say that's one of the ones that Jordan Love will win.
Oh.
I think he'll win that one.
What?
Chargers have been erratic for many years.
It is at home.
I'm not really sold on their coaching staff. Yeah. I don't think they have a whole bunch of weapons. I think Jordan Love will take that one.
Oh.
Okay. Well, now they go at Detroit. Detroit's going to whoop that ass. But go ahead.
At Detroit, I got to say Detroit sweeps them.
Go ahead, Rob. Are they going Detroit going Detroit or they going to win or Green Bay going to win?
I'll give it to Detroit. I give that one to Detroit.
Hold on, Dave. You really think Green Bay going to beat Detroit?
He just said he
I want that money, Dave. I'm putting $100 on that right now, Dave. All I need you to do is agree or disagree, or yes or no. $100. Detroit beats Green Bay that first game at Detroit. Yes or no, Dave? That's all I'm saying.
Wow.
Oh, he got Detroit. Okay, all right. Okay. All right. Okay. I love you. He was talking about the Chargers. He's talking about the Chargers. He was saying he'd take your money, Rob.
Oh.
So he got Green Bay going 0-17, but he's a Bears fan. Of course he's gonna say that.
No, they ain't going no 0-17.
They're going 1-16. All right, so at Kansas City.
Wait a minute. At Kansas City. Home against Kansas City. Yeah, home against Kansas City.
And who is this? Who we talking about?
We're going to do Green Bay schedule.
Green Bay schedule. Okay, so all Green Bay.
Yeah.
Kansas City, man. Kansas City. Yeah.
All right. Jerry said that too.
Yeah.
At the New York Football Giants.
That's on Monday Night Football, if I'm not mistaken, ABC.
That is 8:15 p.m. They go from a Sunday night game versus Kansas City to a Monday night game versus the Giants.
I give it to Green Bay, man. I give it to Green Bay. I think
I agree.
I think the Giants are going to implode like they usually do. I think that in which game is this in the season?
This is
game 14.
Week 14 coming towards the end of the season.
Yeah, Jordan Love is either he's sinking or he's swimming at this point.
Right.
And I just think that the Giants they ain't, unless something has changed, unless that coaching staff and that team is more than a collection of players, and there's either a team or a collection of players. And right now, I think the Giants are a collection of players.
Wow. Okay. Okay. I know Saquon Barkley's causing a little bit of funk or stink right now, but I think they're more of a team than a collective play. You're right in the sense of, in my opinion, that they have to gel because you got Darren Waller coming over, right? Saquon's having some issues right now. Danny Dimes got paid, but is he really worth that money? The defense is better, but the other receivers, you got a young kid out of Jalen Hyatt out of Tennessee. You got some other players that may or may not show up. So I can agree with you on that. But I got the Giants, man. Y'all too tripping. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna tell you right now. Daniel Jones could go into the NFC North and he'd fit right in. He is not a killer.
I agree with that.
Yep.
He's not a killer. He's a Justin Fields, Kirk Cousins, and all the rest of them. He's just he ain't one of those that's just gonna just rule a game.
He's a Jag, man. He's a Jag. Just another
guy.
Another
guy. Yeah. Thank you. Just another guy. All right. Tampa Bay. They home for Tampa. Now, look, before Jerry even says one word, Jerry.
What?
About my boy.
What?
Okay. All right. Okay.
You never
I
know
got Tampa Bay in this game, regardless of who the quarterback is.
Yo, you fooled it, but that's okay. That's okay. I know why you got Tampa. I like Tampa Bay too. I think they are better equipped to beat Green Bay. And that's not including the quarterback. I think the quarterback won't make a difference. I think because their defense is going to be pretty tough playing against Green Bay's offense. I like Tampa Bay in this game.
All right.
Even though it's in Green Bay, and even though it's late in the season in Green Bay, I like Tampa Bay.
Me too.
Yeah.
Interesting game. Go ahead, Rob.
Yeah, I like Tampa Bay. I think that if it's Baker Mayfield, he's gonna have something to prove at this point. And just like my man is saying, that defense ain't no joke. It's kind of like the 95 Cowboys, right? Where Barry Switzer inherited Jimmy Johnson's team and went to the Super Bowl. I ain't saying neither one of them going to the Super Bowl, but they're going to have the benefit of that leftover from, the Tom Brady era and all that other stuff, and I think they'll take it.
Okay. At Carolina, interesting game. It depends on how my boy is doing, but I'm going to go Green Bay, so I give them 2 wins. I'm giving them 2-15.
I'm going to Carolina with this one. Plain and simple. Carolina.
All right, JT. Rob?
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that Green Bay will take that one.
All right.
Yeah,
Well,
only because I think Carolina's pretty weak.
That's my problem. I don't know how Young is going to be with the talent that he has. I think he needs one more a strong offensive weapon. But we'll see what happens throughout the year. At Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Back-to-back road games. At Carolina, at Minnesota.
Yep.
Yeah, Minnesota's going to win. Minnesota's going to win that one.
Yeah.
Kirk Cousins be like, one of us got to kill the other one, even though we're both leaf eaters. Yep. Somebody got to go down. So I think Kirk Cousins will take it.
Yeah. I'm gonna give it to my Minnesota as well because I'm gonna give them a split. Mm-hmm. I think early on in the season, because I'm also taking into account that Green Bay has an early bye week 6, so they're going to be beat up. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
I got to give them Minnesota. Last game of the season, and I know who Dave's going to pick on this one. Dave is picking his Bears to sweep Green Bay, but it's in Green Bay. That's the difference in January.
Ooh.
I like Green Bay in this game.
Okay.
Me too.
Because even though Aaron Rodgers is not there anymore, it's just something about history with the Green Bay Packers and the Chicago Bears, and Green Bay playing at home. I got to go with the Packers.
Well, like Dave says, it doesn't even matter.
It won't matter because both these teams are not going to the playoffs, so it won't matter.
Oh, I really
want your money. Okay.
I'm picking the Bears to sweep them. The rent is over. The landlord has changed. No, it's under new management. It's under new management. I know, Brett owned them and Rodgers owned them. Chicago said, I'm tired of being owned. I'm tired of being owned. I got Chicago sweeping them. All right. Okay. So, JT, I have them at 2-15. You have them at?
I have them at 4-13. You have them at 2-15. That's correct.
And they're picking the first overall in the draft next year. I really think so. And Jordan Love will not be there. It will be Caleb Williams' team. And once Caleb gets there, I think you start that next clock of 15 to 17 years of quarterback play.
I don't know about that.
I really think so.
I don't know about that.
I really think so.
Okay.
All right. Since Rob wanted to say Detroit, going Detroit, let's talk about Detroit. Let's talk about Detroit. In particular, let's talk about Jared Goff.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The Lions are the 2023 offseason's IT team. They are currently the odds-on favorite to win the NFC North at plus 120. And they're plus 2,500 odds to win the Super Bowl.
What to do?
What?
I just report the news. I just report the news.
What? Yeah.
I'm going to bet $10 on it, but I'm just reporting the news.
Same thing. My man said the same. What? You got to be kidding me.
They're going to win. I think they're going to win the North, but I'm place a little $10 bet on them winning the Super Bowl.
Hey,
I'll lose that money.
How they do the crack pipes?
Oh, Joe.
Yeah. I hear you. Come on, man.
Hey, I got to take a shot in the dark, okay?
Come on. It's a shot. It's a real deep shot in a real deep dark room.
Okay. And honestly, this next line is going to be prevalent to why I said that. And this is from the report. The NFL even included them in the 2023 season opener against the defending Super Bowl champion Chiefs. Understand that. Detroit won 8 of his last 10 games in 2022, which included eliminating Aaron Rodgers and the Packers from the playoffs. And in the regular season Sunday night game, Jared Goff's resurgence helped power a top 5 scoring offense, 26.6 points per game, 5th best in the NFL. As he led the league in touchdown to interception ratio, 29 touchdowns to only 7 interceptions, Goff closed out the season on fire, throwing 15 touchdowns and no interceptions in the Lions' final 9 games. Okay? Now, I'm not a big Goff fan. JT knows this. But here's where I think people have got to understand. Amon-Ra St. Brown is the truth. His brother on Green Bay, not so much. They were powered by who? Jamal Williams. What did they do? They went and got a younger version of Jamal Williams in Gibbs and brought in Montgomery. And they still got Reynolds at running back. So their running back room is good. I love Amon-Ra St. Brown. If old boy could just stop betting on football, he'd be there too. I honestly think they're another receiver away from being a legit contender for the NFC. Just my opinion. Let me finish reading. Their offseason moves have only added to the hype train. Detroit swiftly addressed their secondary, which surrendered the 3rd most passing yards per game. They did it through free agency by signing Cameron Sutton to a 3-year, $33 million deal, Emmanuel Mosley, 1 year, $6 million, and safety C.J. Gardner-Johnson, former Eagle. I know that hurt you, Rob.
Yeah, it did.
For $6.5 million, who was a co-leader in interceptions last year.
Yeah.
They signed Brian Branch. They drafted Brian Branch, the best safety in the draft, in my opinion. Right? They got Sam Laporta, the Iowa tight end that we talked about, JT, that is in that same mold as George Kittle, as all the Iowa tight ends can block and can catch and run routes, right? They brought in David Montgomery, like I said earlier. Listen, they even brought back Marvin Jones. Not a big deal. Not a big deal, but he gives that veteran presence. Just my opinion. Just my opinion. So, with that being said, I'm going to let you guys talk about Detroit before we get into the schedule. Rob, you up first, then JT.
So you talked about Jared Goff's stats and all the other good stuff for the last 9 games of the season. What was the stats of the first 8? What was he doing then? Right? So what that tells me, because he's always been inconsistent. He's always been inconsistent. I mean, they basically gave him away when he was with the Rams. It's like, we'll do anything to get him out of here, and we'll make a deal, right? So I think that cycle probably repeats itself, that he'll go in and get beat up first half of the season and get hot the second half. Meanwhile, Detroit going to do Detroit things, and, they're going to, get somebody hurt, snatch defeat from the jaws of victory, play games. You know what I'm saying? It's like everything surrounds the leader, right? Mm-hmm. So if the leader has the mindset that no matter what, we're going to win, guess what the team is going to do? They're going to have the same mindset. Jared Goff don't have that mindset. He's like, oh, well, maybe. You know what I'm saying? You don't go into no game talking about no maybe. You're going in there to kill somebody. But see, he's not a killer. Like I said, that's why he's in the NFC North, because they just, they eat leaves instead of meat, and that's what I think about Detroit. And I think they're all herbivores, and I think it's just gonna get beat down, and that's what it's gonna be.
You just called them vegans, but it's okay. It's all right. You don't like vegans.
That's it.
Well, I'll say this before I let JT talk. I love their offensive coordinator. Their offensive coordinator turned down the job in Arizona and Indianapolis. But that guy is the reason why Jared Goff had a resurgence. And the players stepped up. That didn't stop Detroit from drafting, I believe, their future quarterback in Hendon Hooker, who I thought was probably the best quarterback in the draft. If not for his injury, I believe Hendon Hooker should have been the number 1 overall pick, but what's done is done. He's gone. He's Detroit's 3rd string quarterback right now, rehabbing. JT, your thoughts on Detroit?
All right, I like Detroit's offense, but it all predicated on the like every other quarterback in this division. The quarterback. Jared Goff, in my opinion, last season had a hard schedule in the beginning of the season, and at the end of the season, he had an easier schedule. That's why he looks so great. That's why everybody's on their freaking bandwagon. I'm thinking that it's going to be a roller coaster in this division, and for the season for Detroit, I think there's going to be a roller coaster. I don't think they're going to be having any kind of consistent play, and depending, it's really depending. You can see how the schedule is or how the record was when the quarterback didn't play, because everybody was questioning Jared Goff in the beginning of the season, and until he picked it up toward the end of the season. They were saying now who's going to replace Jared Goff because he was not playing well at the beginning of the season. The end of the season, he was playing well and everybody was praising just like now. They're on that Detroit.
Praising that guy now.
They're praising the offense, and he's part of the offense.
Okay.
They're praising the offense. They praised the offense last part of the season last year, and they're praising that offense and jumping on the bandwagon this year. I don't know, man. This is going to be a roller coaster. It's going to be an inconsistent play, and from what I'm seeing, they're going to have an inconsistent season. Because this division is so weak. They may wind up winning the division, but what are they winning? What are they winning? I mean, you understand what I'm saying? What are they winning? They're winning a weak division. Okay.
A division title that they've never had.
Okay. Point well taken. They never had it. What makes you think they're going to have it this year? Because
I'm about to tell you right now, we'll go over the schedule. But let me take a step back. Again, I strongly believe that the Detroit offensive coordinator is the reason we're talking about Detroit in the first place. Jared Goff, I agree. That dude ain't nothing special. I totally agree. The difference, and I don't know. Oh, no, don't tell me this thing done froze up on me. Can y'all still see me? Okay.
Yeah, I can see.
The difference is, I believe, that the packaging of the run game, which saved Jared Goff. Let's be clear. The run game saved Jared Goff. Jamal Williams saved Jared Goff. Just be clear. Okay? DeAndre Swift didn't save Jared Goff, but that's your problem, Rob. Philly got him now. Why can't I just pick a different team? I'm trying to pick a different team right now. Anyway, my computer locked up. JT, go ahead and pull the schedules since my computer wants to act up now.
First game of the
Never
season.
mind. I got it. My bad. My computer wanted to lock up on me. I guess it was dealing with whatever you got going on over there. All right.
Don't put it on me.
I'm not. I'm joking.
We across the country. We thousands of miles away from each other. So it ain't.
But I know what you do for a living. All right.
Right.
First game of the season.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be a shootout. Just put it out there. But Detroit's gonna lose that game versus Kansas City. First game of the season for the NFL. Opening night at Kansas City. Detroit loses. Are you shaking your head? No.
Yes. No. Yeah, they do. Yeah, they
They
I don't
lose.
think it's gonna be a shootout. I think they're gonna get beat down. Is what I think.
Thank you. I was about to say that. Yes. I was just about to say this is going to be a huge disappointment on Detroit side. Trust me, this is going to be. Oh man, on Monday Night Football, Jared Goff, Patrick Mahomes.
Yup.
It's not Monday night. It's Thursday night.
Well, it doesn't make a difference. One or two quarterbacks are killers, and it ain't Jared Goff.
It's going to be dark when they play, so you already know what that's going to be.
Jesus. Okay. All right. So everybody got them 0-1. Second game of the season. Oh, JT, I'm gonna go to you first on this because I know you love you some Geno.
I do love Geno Smith,
but it's at home. Detroit's at home.
I know
hosting Seattle.
Well, that's if you thought the first game was going to be a shootout, and that's going to be a disappointment, this game's going to be a shootout. This game will be a shootout.
Oh hell no!
Look, I'm telling you. Who was the number one deep ball thrower in the NFL last year?
Oh my gosh, here we go.
The number one deep ball thrower, and he's got weapons. He's got Tyler Lockett, he's got DK Metcalf, and he got the kid from Ohio State. The best deep ball thrower in the NFL was Geno Smith. I'm telling you, this is inside. This ain't outside. This is inside where Seattle plays also. This is going to be a shootout. But I think Detroit wins it because they're home.
After all that. Go ahead, Rob.
Well, I would say up front, I'm about to transition to my computer after I say my piece so that you can see me a little bit better from the phone. But I think that Geno Smith is a killer. I think that Geno Smith is pissed. I think he has the same chip on his shoulder that Tom Brady had.
We having technical difficulties. We having technical with Rob.
I
don't think I heard him right.
I think he's pissed. I think he's hot. That all these years he's been overlooked and bouncing from team to team. He's finally got himself onto a team instead of a collection of players. And I think that he's going to come in there. They're going to be talking trash, and he's going to beat them down. That's what I think.
Oh,
okay.
All right.
So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get rid of you over here with all that bull you just talked. Bye. And I'm gonna bring him up. I'm gonna bring him back up though. I'm gonna bring him back up.
All right.
Hey, turn off one of those things.
Yeah, I am.
Man, I got like 20.
Yeah, I'm not the only one that thinks highly of Geno Smith. I'm not the only one that thinks highly of Geno.
He has a higher degree of education, and we know he's a little touched.
Well, you praised him, but you looked at him like he was
I think he's
second coming of Forrest Gump or something. Come on, man.
Well, he's a signal guy, so you know.
Oh my goodness.
All right, okay. So, but we all think Detroit wins, or is someone saying Seattle's going to win?
I'm saying Seattle's going to win. Now.
Okay, so here's what Dave said. Y'all smoking that good. Because that's Rob. Rob's smoking that good. And yeah, Rob and Jerry smoking that good. Because they think Geno is the bomb. Geno going to bomb. All right, here we go.
He's in his spot. Geno Smith is in his perfect spot. Coach and team. Trust me when I'm telling you. I told you this last year, and I can see it this year. He is in his ideal spot. His coach and his team believe in him.
I'm not saying he's not in his ideal spot. I just think he's going to repeat the numbers that he did last year. But let's move on to the next game, which to me has very, very good potential. And I'm kind of torn. They host Atlanta. Woo! Rob, I'm gonna let you go first.
I hear you, Rob. I hear you.
Yeah.
I mean, we're all feeling that way. except for Dave. Dave went straight for it. Dave said Detroit. Dave went straight Detroit. But
Detroit.
I got to think about this one.
I would say Detroit because they're I look at the Falcons the same way I look at the Giants.
Mm-hmm.
They're all over the place. They're trying to gel, trying to figure it out. Who's going to do what? How they're going to do it? I say Detroit too.
Jerry,
I like Detroit in this game.
all right. I love Detroit, but I'm gonna pick Atlanta.
Okay.
I love when we did our running back rooms, JT. These are the two of my top 3 running back rooms. I got San Fran, I had Atlanta, and Detroit. Atlanta's offense is pure shoot the clock up, play solid defense, and they've added some great defensive pieces, veteran pieces, to go with a heavy run game. Detroit, if they get up on you, Atlanta's not gonna be able to come back. I get that. But I think this is the first game where Detroit's going to Detroit, Rob. I think the first game where Detroit's going to Detroit. They're going to have a lead by halftime, probably like 3 to 5 point lead at halftime, but lose the game.
Like the Eagles in the Super Bowl, up by 10.
Hey, that's your frustration.
Yes.
Matter of fact, Rob, I got this is what I was telling you. I was supposed to send it out, but somebody kept talking about Baker Mayfield, and I decided not to send it out. So if you want it, it's Michael Vick. He signed right there. Send me some money, and we can make it happen. It's an adult class. All right.
Oh my goodness.
Anyway, I can get more of that stuff. All right, so I got Atlanta. That's the first. So right now I got them at 1 and 2. Right now. All right. Next game at Green Bay. Let's go, Jerry, then Rob.
I lost. I got them at a loss.
You got Green Bay beating them? Woo,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Rob, Dave got a message for you.
Mm.
Dave says, "Let that Eagles game go, bro."
Oh, I can't, man. But you know what though? The Eagles is gonna come back this year. It's gonna be ugly. They got Philadelphia.
They got a tougher schedule. They got a tougher schedule.
It don't matter.
Okay.
It don't matter.
Okay.
Because see, here's the thing, right?
Oh, let's get your prediction first, and then we go.
It ties into the prediction, right? It ties into the prediction. Okay. So Detroit Lions and the Green Bay Packers. I'm saying
at Green Bay.
Yeah, at Green Bay.
I'm saying Jordan Love pulls that one out. He pulls it out at home. It'll be close, right? Because both of them are going to try to figure out who's going to pick which leaf off of which tree to eat. You know what I'm saying? They ain't going, they're weak. You know what I'm saying?
So all my vegan and vegetarian friends,
whatever it is,
the views expressed by Robert Lee are not those.
Exactly. Those views are my own. But see, here's the thing, right? There is the reason why I'm saying this about the quarterback position is because you have those people that it don't matter how much you pay them. It doesn't matter how many Super Bowls they win. It doesn't matter who's on the team. They're going to win because that's all they think about. They eat, dream, sleep, everything, winning. Tom Brady was like that. Aaron Rodgers, up until a couple years ago, was like that. Freaking Patrick Mahomes is like that right now, right? They just, all they want to do is win. They'll take a pay cut. They'll bring in other players. They don't care. And these people in this NFC North, They ain't like that. They ain't killers like that. They just mediocre. And they'll just do whatever they'll slosh around and say, okay, yeah, I played. I was tired today. You ain't no such thing as being tired when you're trying to win a championship.
Somebody done made an offer to you, Rob.
People are trying to give away money.
That the Eagles don't make it?
That's what he's saying.
I'll take that.
People are trying to give away money.
Hold up.
People are trying to give away money.
Hold up.
Hey, Victor, are you sponsoring a charity event or what?
Well, hey, Rob, if you're gonna bring out that green,
what? We pulling out the green right now.
Hey, I'm gonna link y'all up. Rob, I'm gonna link you up with the people. And those are 20s, y'all. Those are 20s.
I thought
I got mine right now.
I thought this was fantasy sports.
I got mine right now. Huh? I got mine today.
I thought this was fantasy sports and politics, but it's turned out to be the Victor charity event. Come on, man.
Listen, if y'all got money, it says right there, donations are welcome via Cash App, Venmo, and PayPal. And subscribe on YouTube.
Look.
But, hey, listen, I'm going to link you, Q, and Dave up. Oh, and I'm going to tell you, Q, he ain't scared to throw money out there.
Oh, I'm
Q
sure.
ain't scared to throw money out there.
I'm sure about that. Yeah, I'm sure. I'm absolutely.
Okay. But let's keep that on track. Man, I love y'all today. All right.
People trying to get money away, man.
I got Detroit winning that game. All right.
Okay. Hold on.
I got them at 2-2 so far. Versus Carolina. They got to go to Carolina.
I see Detroit winning that game.
Okay.
Yeah, I do too. Same reason. Carolina weak, soft. They don't know what they're doing. The quarterback carousel. I don't see like superlatives coming out of the coaching staff. I think Carolina loses.
Okay.
What do you think?
I already said I got Detroit.
Okay.
And Rob, that message is to you. Oh, he holding the money right there, Q.
So
he making this.
He ain't saying nothing. He's showing the cash straight up front.
Are we gonna make this a gentleman's agreement and shake hands?
Absolutely.
Live on it. Okay, it's done. It's done.
Absolutely. I'll put my money where my mouth is.
It's done.
I'm like the Lannisters. Huh? I always pay my debt.
That's what I'm talking about.
And look, I bet really quick off subject. I had a buddy of mine, Lieutenant Colonel in the Army, and I'm gonna tell you, we bet on the 2020 election. We bet $1, and I said, all right, great. I said, but you know what I'm gonna give you if you win? I'm gonna give you a Confederate dollar. And I bought the dollar and I showed it to him and I said, I'm gonna frame it and send it to you if Chuck wins. And of course he didn't, and I got my dollar.
But that Confederate dollar is worth a whole lot more than $1, though.
I got that thing for like $2. It should
no,
have
but it's collector's item. But let's not get.
Anyway,
I'm looking for future employment, so I'm trying to steer away from politics. All right,
which is smart.
No, you're good, brother. You're good. But Dave wants some of that action too. I'm gonna let y'all hash that out in a minute. But okay. Detroit, so we all on Detroit beating Carolina at Tampa Bay. I got them beating Tampa. I got them beating up on Baker and them. Go ahead, JT. I mean, y'all all shaking your head. What y'all got?
I got Tampa Bay.
JT got Tampa Bay. What you got, Rob?
Jared Goff outside.
Yeah. I'm gonna get this one to Jared Goff. It almost hurts, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I think it's good. There's some good matchups there.
Yeah,
and I think that I think Jared Goff is going to be like tired of people like me talking about him at that point. He's going to be like, he'll come out with something to prove. I think that'll probably be one of Baker Mayfield's erratic games. You know what I'm saying? Like Baker's, he's one of those dudes. He's like
We don't need to discuss that. We don't need to discuss that.
You know the little Roman candles that that flare up and then all of a sudden it's gone. That's
Rob, I love you, brother. Leave Baker. You gotta learn some rules. You gotta learn some rules of the show. Baker and Kyler are off limits.
What?
OU, man. OU grad.
Oh, okay.
OU is part of OU. Don't know. You don't know
we don't want to tell Rob what you think about Jalen since he's a graduate of OU. You don't think any OU quarterback is any good. Well, let's not do that.
I mean, look, I can always defend my positions. I don't care what nobody say about nobody's Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts has that work ethic. He's one of them. He's a killer. He's one of them people that he is in there before everybody else, and he leaves after everybody's gone. And then if anybody else is around, he want to throw the ball to them too. So he's got that Alabama work ethic. I mean, that's what it is.
It's OU work ethic too. Now let's go on down the list.
He's a Q. He's a Q.
It's okay. I might become a Sigma grad chapter. Don't know yet. At Baltimore, interesting game.
He wasn't drafted first either.
Interesting game at Baltimore. This is week 7.
Are you kidding me? Really? Can we? That's a loss. Can we move on?
Yeah, I think so.
For Baltimore? Yeah, I agree. I lost for Baltimore.
At Baltimore. That's a loss for the Detroit.
I disagree with that. I think Detroit wins that game.
Oh, wow.
You think they beat?
Yeah, I think Baltimore has a little bit too much to learn to beat that offense.
That's the sixth game of the season. You think they haven't learned anything then?
It's the 7th game of the season. And I don't think – so here, let me explain that. You're using a new offense that doesn't or isn't supposed to be predicated on Lamar Jackson's legs. Okay? They're a run-heavy offense mixing with a lot of play action. Georgia ran a lot of play action, and they ran the ball a lot. Stetson Bennett just knew where the holes were in a college defense. And if you notice, when Stetson Bennett threw the ball, it was outside the numbers. It wasn't a lot of inside stuff where your boy, Lamar, likes to throw the ball. I think it's going to take a lot longer than 6 to 7 games for him to do that. What? Q?
Oh, wow. You got to put that up.
I am.
You got to put that one up.
I am. Q, I love you too. But shouldn't you be driving your semi-truck right now since you're not on the show?
You crazy.
But I love you. I love you.
No way. Early in the season.
Detroit's going to beat them. Book it.
Not with Jared Goff. That ain't happening.
Detroit's going to beat them. Book it.
Okay.
All right.
Let me put it this way. I got a Benjamin that says
done.
Wait a minute. I got a Benjamin that says that Baltimore beats them by.
Oh, he got a score. Oh,
7?
Baltimore beats them by 7.
Bet taken.
Huh?
Taken.
Okay, no problem. We got that.
Taken.
We got
You're
that.
giving me 7 points on a team that knows how to score.
At least 7.
Versus a team that doesn't know how to pass the ball.
At least 7.
Okay.
At least 7.
Rob, you've seen it. The world has seen it. It's done.
Yeah. Look, this is on record right now, so we can run the tape back.
Hey, it's all good. It's all good. I'm not emotional about it. Like you gonna give me 7 on a team that was the 5th highest scoring team last year and improved this year?
Well, we don't know if they're improved. We don't know they're improved. Every season is different. Every season is different.
Okay. No problem. Woo! I just made $100 real quick, y'all. Thank you very much. Moving on.
No, you haven't, because week 7 is when it's going to be either.
I know, but I just made $100.
Well, I'm glad.
Week 7.
I want you to be.
I
want you to be extremely confident. So as high as you are now, that's how lower you're going to be when that game comes about. And
you know what
happens.
I'm making sure I put up all these things people are saying, because when we play this back, I'm gonna make sure everybody knows I'm right.
Yeah, okay.
That's right.
Not L. Excuse me. V.
Yeah. Just move on because you just screwing it up. That's
all right. Vegas.
I don't have any.
Vegas comes to Detroit.
I don't have any confidence in Vegas. None whatsoever. Team's in turmoil, starting with their head coach. I don't like what's going on in Vegas. They don't even know who their quarterback's going to be. That's a problem.
I agree.
I like Detroit to win that easily. At home.
I'm not going to say easily, but I'm going to say because it's at home, Detroit wins that game. I'm going to be honest with you. I think if we haven't done the AFC West yet, but I think if the Raiders start out really sluggish, I think McDaniels is gone by the bye week.
I'm surprised he's not going now.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I really believe
I'm really surprised he's not going now because that team was in dysfunction at the end of the season, and it carried over into the beginning of this season. So,
former players are speaking about the way he's running that team.
Yeah,
and
it's obvious.
High-profile players.
It's obvious. When your star wide receiver says, I don't know what's going on here. I'm not sure about direction.
And that's OTAs.
Yeah, I'm not sure about the direction of this team. And if Jimmy Garoppolo can get on board, what? That's supposed to be your starting quarterback. And the star wide receiver says if Jimmy Garoppolo can get on board, he ain't on board now. Come on, man. Really?
I agree. And Q says Raiders going to tank for Caleb. What you got, Rob? You bite your lip. You studying something.
I'm looking at the schedule. And I'm like making my little picks and whatnot. I'm thinking that I think you're right. I think Detroit is going to come out and by this time I got them at 1, 2, 3, 4 wins so far. They trying to salvage the second half of the season. All of a sudden, Jared Goff is going to start, pulling it out of his third point of contact. And I think that at this point, he's probably going to be slinging the ball and stuff like that. I take them with the Raiders.
And that's
hey, Rob.
I take Detroit over the Raiders.
Don't take this one personally, but he's throwing shots at you.
Oh yeah. Hey, I'm gonna put this right here in an envelope with your name on. I ain't even gonna spend it. The same money that you get it, but see, it ain't even going nowhere. Matter of fact, I'm probably gonna just put it in an envelope and just leave it there and put your money with it.
I'm gonna link y'all up so y'all can take care of that.
Wow.
All right. Okay.
That's crazy.
So it's the bye week. Detroit has their bye week. Now we're gonna go to LA after a bye, and that is week 10. Tough game in my opinion.
That's going to be.
I gotta give it to the Chargers. I think.
I don't know, man.
Golf doesn't do well, man.
I don't know. I don't know. Chargers are a tough team to. They've been a tough team
at home.
Figure out.
They sucked last year at home. But go ahead.
They are a tough team for the last 10 years, in my opinion, not longer. The Chargers, since Dan Fouts, that's more than 10 years. The Chargers have been a tough team to figure out. They look like world beaters one week, and the next week they blow a 25-point lead, something like that. I mean, come on. And the same coach that I was calling for get fired last year, still the same coach. What's going to change? Is he going to change his philosophy of going to trying to go for every fourth down? Because that's what he pretty much was trying to do this year. Every fourth down, he was trying to go for it, and it killed him. It killed him in the playoffs, and they kept him on for one more year. This offense and these players are inconsistent, including the quarterback. Now, I know they changed the offensive coordinator to a different guy now, Kellen Moore from the Dallas Cowboys. Hello. But Same players, and a disgruntled running back. And I don't know, man. I like the Chargers in there, but I'm not overly confident in that. It's at the Chargers. Chargers are home, but I'm going to go with the Chargers in this. I just don't like Jared Goff outside.
Well, it's in a dome, so it's not really outside.
It's at Chargers. Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah, they're not in San Diego anymore, Jerry.
Oh, you're right. You're right. But I still don't like Jared Goff. They're going from
I like him in the state of California.
Going to all the way to California.
Yeah,
I'm not feeling that. I like the Chargers in this one.
What you got, Rob?
Yeah, I'm gonna take Detroit. I'm gonna take Detroit over the Chargers just because
I can see that.
Some of the same reasons, right? Because they're mostly inconsistent. And what was that quarterback that they had? I used to call him the interception king. That retired.
Which one?
The one that was there the longest.
Phil Rivers.
Right, yeah, Rivers. I mean, it's like I think they post advertisements for the quarterback with most interceptions in the league. We'll have openings for quarterbacks that can throw games. I mean, so that's why I got Detroit. I mean, I think Jared Goff at this point will have it together. He'll do some things. I don't think the Chargers is going to be able to pull it out.
Okay.
Who you got? Who you got, Vic?
I thought I said it already. Try to skate over that.
Well,
Chargers.
Okay.
Chargers.
Oh, you got
tough game, but I think it's going to be a defining game for the Detroit Lions. They're at home. Make sure it's a home game.
It's a home. It's a home.
No, they're on the. You're right. Home versus Chicago. I know Dave thinks Chicago going 17-0, but they're not. I got Detroit at home beating Chicago. I don't think Justin Fields and that offensive line is going to be ready to deal with what is coming on the defensive side of the ball. Not only that, David Montgomery is going to be on get back that game. David Montgomery is probably going to rush for 200 plus yards that game. Chicago still has not addressed their front four. They got some great linebackers, got some very good secondary folks, but that front four still has not been addressed. And David Montgomery is going to plow right through them. So I got to pick Detroit. Rob?
Yep. I'm picking Detroit too, just because I think Justin Fields is weak. He's somebody going to hit him on a safety blitz and knock him out the game. I think that he's just going to just give it up and he's going to beat him down and that's it. Yeah, I don't. I just they're not aggressive enough. They're just not aggressive enough.
Yeah, okay. Vic, is this June?
It's June. It's not August. It's not September.
It's not Christmas, is it?
Nah.
Come on, people giving money away. It sounds like it's Christmas. Come on now.
They want to give money away. What you got? Who you picking, JT?
I'm picking Detroit. I don't think it's a division rivalry. And how much improvement has Chicago made? Even though they've added weapons on the defensive and offensive side of the ball, but they're unproven. Now, I mean, it looks good on paper, but paper don't win games. Okay, so what I'm saying is, I like Detroit. Detroit's offense has been, I know it's been up and down, and it was played well last year, and people are anticipating, including me, that then they're going to play better. They're going to play better way than Chicago's offense. Come on, man. Come on, really? And they're playing at home, division rival. They want to spank that ass. That's what they want to do. They're going to want to kill them right there. I mean, chop the head off the snake. That's what they're going to try to do.
I agree. But that also leads us to the next home game for Detroit. Excuse me. Green Bay.
Green Bay.
The final game of between the two. I think Detroit's going to sweep two teams in this division. Green Bay is the first team they're going to sweep.
I got them split.
You got them split?
Yeah, I think Green Bay will take this one.
Okay.
Yep. I think Green Bay takes it.
I like Detroit in this game. Again, it's a division rival. Green Bay, they don't like each other. And who's a better quarterback at this point? Jared Goff or Jordan Love? I'd rather go with Jared Goff, a more experienced quarterback than first year officially playing as a full-time starter, and then Jordan Love. So I'm taking Jared Goff.
Okay. Then they go on the road to New Orleans in an interesting game. I really think this is an interesting game because just like David Montgomery's going to run up on Chicago, and I really believe this, if Alvin Kamara really goes to jail or has to sit out the season, Jamal Williams is going to be that dog down there. And I think Jamal Williams is going to carry that running game for New Orleans. They also got my man from Tulane. He has no ACLs, but I watch out for him too. I got to get this on the strength of, I believe, Derek Carr and that offense will gel. Chris Olave, if can't guard Mike plays this year, Jamal Williams, they got Taysom Hill at tight end, but he's the third string tight end right now. Because they went and got Robert Tanyan. Would Robert Tanyan go to New Orleans? I think he did. And he's not even the starter. So I like Detroit, but I'm going to pick New Orleans for this game. I don't care which one y'all go for. Rob looked like he constipated, but this is what Dave said to you, Rob. He said, Rob is crazy. How you see Green Bay that haven't grabbed no one? They ain't going to beat Detroit? Nah. Okay.
Yeah, they're going to beat Detroit. Yep.
And he's picking the Saints.
I'd say the Saints. The only thing that has me hung up is that, new quarterback, coaches, how are they gelling at this point? Mm-hmm. This towards the end of the season. But, Derek Carr reminds me of like a Phillip Rivers. You know what I'm saying? Just interception king. You know what I mean? Like he's not one of those guys that's gonna carry you through the season and just run it. You know what I mean? Like there's certain quarterbacks that can do that. Patrick Mahomes can do that. He can just run it, right? Some of that new blood. Josh Allen. He's another one that can just run it. Like you already know that things break right in a certain situation that they're going to just run it. But Derek Carr, nah. And I feel the same way about Jared Goff, Justin Fields, and Kirk Cousins, and all the rest of them in the NFC North. And it's just where everybody dumps the people they don't want.
Okay, JT.
I like the Saints playing New Orleans. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough for anybody playing the Saints defense. That's what their calling card is. Their defense. Even though they've improved players on their offense, their defense is what they hang their hat on. And when you come to play in New Orleans, you're gonna get beat up. You're gonna get beat up.
Yes, you are. Dave, we're about to get ready to talk about the Bears. So if you want to come on air with us, let me know, and I'll shoot you the email. I forgot your email address, so send that to me.
I never seen a Bears fan who had balls enough to come on air.
Oh, they've been on air plenty of times. Oh, hold on. Where Paris Daniel at? Paris said he was on time. Are you calling out the Chicago Bears fans?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
Well, this is the second game between Detroit and Chicago. This is the second team I think they're going to sweep in the NFC North. Chicago does not win this game. Detroit sweeps them.
Well, you see the banner up above his head, right? You see what it says, right?
For no reason.
There you go, for no reason. Right? For no reason. Just beat him down for no reason. You know what? I think that Detroit, like you said, one of the few teams that gets swept. I think that Detroit's going to sweep the Bears. I think that Justin Fields is probably going to lead the field whimpering. I think it's just going to be another beatdown and like that. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully you don't put him on a stretcher. I don't wish that on nobody. So I'll just say that he'll just walk off the field with his head hung down and his helmet in his hand.
That reminds me of Kyler Murray.
Okay. Hey, JT, you don't want that smoke, man. I suggest you be quiet, JT.
Hey,
quiet on that, JT.
I'm just calling it real, man. I'm for no reason. I just said that, but whatever.
Because you want some smoke. All right. I just sent you the invite, so Dave will be coming on in a minute.
Oh, yeah.
And y'all can talk that money talk face to face, Rob. I'm gonna let y'all do y'all thing.
Yeah.
He putting that ching up.
I keep cash on hand.
Oh, he said, what? Hold on, JT. JT, hold on, bro.
Hey, you know I said that just to go to him because I wanted him to come on. So.
He was gonna come on anyway. You just want the smoke.
I mean, and it was just perfect because he got the slogan right on top for no reason.
For no
reason is JT show on Sundays at 10 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Pacific, where he goes over fantasy. His is pure fantasy, no other topic but fantasy.
Oh, okay.
And this week he's supposed to give us his fifth or sixth iteration of his top 12 first round draft picks in fantasy.
Yep.
And I usually roast him and barbecue him.
That's okay.
But I'm going to try to be a nice gentleman.
No, you won't. Don't even go there. I know better. I know better.
I'm trying to keep the harmony. I'm trying to keep the harmony so we can get our sponsorship. They're still watching. But trust me, when the camera's off, I'm going to tear you into your
ass. Oh, God.
I hope you get the sponsors, man. You need the sponsors. We need this show.
Yes, we do. Robert. Thank you, Rob. My brother, Rob.
That's right.
Shukran. All right, here we go.
Hey, brothers, keeping it real, man.
All right, so Detroit goes to Denver week 15. Tough matchup.
They go to Denver or it's home?
No. Oh, no. It's at home. I apologize. It's at home.
Okay.
Somebody said they mad at this. Dave is angry at the show. Dave put the angry emoji up. Wow. He mad at the show.
Everybody's smiling. Everybody's smiling on this show. I don't know where we get the anger from.
Because he's a Chicago fan, right? Yeah, there ain't no reason to smile if you're a Chicago fan.
Oh, hold on. Dave, we're going to talk about this game, but Dave, remember, I'm attempting to get sponsorship. If your cosmetic line, Dave, would like to sponsor the show, I have no problem. But I got to make sure you don't mess up other sponsorship by saying something Dave. I love you, bro. I love you. Okay. Jerry, who do you got before I bring Dave on?
I know you like Russell Wilson, but and it's the Denver defense. They're playing in Detroit, and Sean Payton's the head coach. This is the tough game. To me, this is a tough game to call. I'm gonna go with Denver. I'm gonna put myself out there. I'm gonna go with Denver.
All right, me too. Dave, I'm gonna bring you on when we talk about Chicago's lineup. So sit tight for a minute. All right, Rob, who you got?
I got Detroit.
Okay.
For a couple reasons.
Okay.
One, Russell Wilson didn't want to come to the Eagles. So that was a clown automatically. It's probably weak. It's probably why he couldn't get to the Eagles. And number two, because he's been erratic, because he don't know which end is up. And maybe Sean Payton fixes
what Sierra's end is up. That's all he needs.
Maybe Sean Payton fixes him. Maybe he benches him. Maybe they get somebody else. But that's
no. Blasphemy.
Listen, this is what the 15th game of the season, 14th, 15th game of the season. Either you at this point you are sinking or you are swimming. Sean Payton ain't gonna be messing around with somebody that he don't think is gonna be able to win.
That's right.
He's either gonna fire him or he's gonna be playing well. I don't think he's gonna be playing well, and I don't think the team is gonna be playing well. Not in this first year. Sean Payton, they lose to the Lions.
Okay.
Woo! I got Denver coming in second in that division, but okay. All right. Okay. All right. So, Dave, like I said, I want you to chill out for a couple more, and I'll bring you on. We got 3 games. Let's go in succession so we bring Dave on. At Minnesota, at Dallas, finishing up home with Minnesota. I have them losing the first game to Minnesota, beating Dallas in Dallas, and winning at home versus Minnesota to win the division. So I got them going 2-1 in the last 3. What you got, JT? What you got? Last 3 games.
I got them losing in Minnesota on the road. I have them in Dallas.
They're at Dallas.
Out at Dallas. Second road game. Ooh. Unfortunately, I have them losing both those games, and then winning at home.
Okay. Rob?
Yeah, I say they lose to Minnesota twice, and they beat the Dallas Cowboys. I think anybody can beat the Dallas Cowboys. I think the Pop Warren team around the corner can beat the Dallas Cowboys.
Oh, wow. Well,
okay. So JT, what are the schedule? I mean, what are the records looking like?
I have the Detroit Lions at 6-11. You have them 9-8.
Okay, what Rob got them at?
Oh, I don't
have them at 9-8.
Yes, you do.
I didn't have them losing 8 games.
Yes, you do.
Who did I say they were going to lose to? 8 times. Let me go over the list. Real quick.
Losing to Kansas City.
Okay.
Losing at Tampa Bay.
No, I had them beating Tampa Bay.
Oh, okay.
Rob had them losing to Tampa Bay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then you have them 10-7. Let me put it that way.
Okay.
I had them 9-8. I had them 9-8.
Okay. Yeah, 10-7, 11-6 is what I was counting, but okay, not a problem. Now I'm not even going to read anything on Chicago.
Why?
I'm gonna give the floor to Dave. And I'm gonna let Dave talk about his Chicago Bears.
Here come the smoke.
Yeah, here comes the smoke. And Dave, I want you to remember, we're still attempting to get sponsors. If Empire Cosmetics wants to be a sponsor, I'll be more than happy to have them. Let's try not to be too rough and ready, right? Like them crabs. There we go. All right, Dave. The floor is yours.
Keep it civil.
Hey, unmute yourself. I can't hear you. We can't hear you.
He's still muted. There it is.
I wouldn't talk either if I was a Chicago Bears fan.
Oh!
We still can't hear you, Dave. We still can't hear you. I don't know what's going on.
Do you have this team?
Do you have him muted?
This team don't know what's going on either.
You got your earpods in? Do you have your earpods in, Dave? You might got to take them out because we can't.
Yeah, you got to use a microphone. You got to use a microphone.
Or turn them off or something and just use your phone or something because we couldn't hear you.
See, disarray, just like the Chicago Bears. Disarray.
Oh my God. Rob, do not antagonize
wow.
him. Do not antagonize him. Dave, just put your phone on speaker or something.
That's how they're going to play every game, just like that.
Hear you. We still can't hear you. Put your phone on speaker or turn your volume up. Turn your volume up. Oh. Say something, Dave. Talk.
Can you hear us?
Can you hear us? He still got his ear pods on.
That's what I'm talking about. You see, the Chicago Bears fans mimic the team. Just like the same as the team. The Chicago Bears, they fans is just like the team that they support. You just can't get it together. Team leaves. Just trying to figure it out. Now, their colors is tight, their uniforms is tight, but their game ain't tight. That's all.
Dave, can you hear us? Can you talk?
See?
Wait a minute. Wait, he can get himself together.
That's what they're going to be saying to Justin Fields. Can you hear us? Can you talk?
Oh, my God.
What day of the week is it? You know what I'm saying?
We still can't hear you, Dave. Oh, my God. He's coming at you, Dave.
The whole
You got
time.
to fix your audio, bro. We got to fix your audio somehow, some way.
You know, the Eagles should play the Bears 3 times in the season.
Oh, wow.
So we could just pad Jalen Hurts' stats.
Oh,
500 yards a game, 3 games straight. They should play him every other weekend.
say something, Dave. Just say something, bro. I can't defend you. It's like you down for the count. I can't even talk.
He can't even defend themselves.
Go ahead, Dave. Say something. Damn.
Oh my God, man, I'm laughing so hard. Look, life imitates art, right? Because this is exactly what happens to the team on the field. They can't say nothing. They can't do nothing. They can't defend themselves. And they're just getting beat down the whole time because they can't do nothing about it. Can't do nothing about it. Just like that.
All right, Dave. Then if we can't get your audio,
just give me my money, man. Just give me my money. Just give me my money, man. Just give me my money, man. Give me my money, man.
Oh, he got his money too. He got his money too.
Oh, man.
Dave got his money.
I can't
Give
take
me my
it.
money, man.
I can't take it. It's crazy.
All right, Dave. We don't need to flash all the money. We don't need to flash all the money, Dave. You do not do anything illegal. Dave has a cosmetic line. I believe he does hair care products. Independent owner and operator, men's and women's hair care products. So he just bought a warehouse, and he's doing a lot of great things. So I got to defend Dave. Plus, I don't want nobody looking at him like he's a criminal. All right. But longtime friend of mine, high school friend of mine, and you know we've been out of high school for a long time.
Yeah.
But Dave is an avid Chicago Bears fan. He will defend Chicago till the wheels fall off.
That's what he should.
Wheels are falling off, man. The wheels are falling off.
Yeah.
Dave, type something. Type something, Dave. Just type something and I'll put it up. Because I gotta go. I gotta move forward. We still got Minnesota to do.
Let me look at it.
So what I'm gonna do, Dave, I'm gonna let you go because we can't get your audio fixed. I'm sorry, brother. I'm sorry. But with that being said, type your messages. Let's talk about the Chicago Bears.
Do we really have to?
Yes.
Are they in the division? Are they in a division?
The Chicago Bears are, in my opinion,
the only way they win the division if they're in a division by themselves.
If Minnesota continues to go down the path that they're going down, I think Chicago can be number 2 in the division.
Oh, hell no.
Make the faces all you want, gentlemen.
Hell no.
If Minnesota continues
come on, man,
to jettison its players.
Let me ask you something. Is the where you live a weed state? Is it a weed state?
Marijuana is legal here. I do not partake at all.
I'm just asking, is it a weed state?
Yes.
You should ask, is it a crack state?
Oh my God. No, that's Oregon. Oregon got heroin, crack, all that stuff is legal. But I don't partake in any of that crap. Okay. So Chicago.
You've been picking weeds outside?
Can I finish, please?
Because it sounds like it. Chicago.
Dave, I wish this audio was working.
Come in a second.
Bottom line, let's move on because we got to push the show.
Okay.
Chicago addressed their left tackle need. They addressed their linebackers. They also addressed their secondary, but they failed to address their defensive front line, which is a big no-no to me. It's a big no-no. You have got to address that offensive line. So, with that being said, you get DJ Moore, Chase Claypool, and the young speedy guy, that receiver.
Darnell Mooney.
Darnell Mooney, thank you. You release David Montgomery in belief that Khalil Herbert is the answer. You really don't have a distinctive running back room. The division is wide open for the taking.
Yep.
Chicago. Are you telling me this is the best you can offer Justin Fields to prove that he can win? If that defensive line isn't any good, those linebackers you just paid all that money to, they're going to have people on them right away. They're going to be able to make tackles. There is no reason as to why your safety, last year, Chicago's safety led the team in tackles. In sacks. Why is your safety leading your team in sacks? Because your front four only had one apiece. I am not a big fan of the Chicago Bears whatsoever. Dave is my boy. Paris is, I got love for Paris as well. But I think, I don't know. I don't know if Q's saying this to be funny or not, but I do like the Marlins to win this game today. I do like them to win this game. Later, Q. But the Chicago Bears strike me as a team that just can't figure it out. I'm be honest. I love David. But Chicago strikes me as a team that just can't figure it out. You get your left tackle, good. That's one side of that line that's going to help protect your quarterback. But the quarterback got to stay in the pocket. He and Russell Wilson were tied for the most sacks in the league, 55. You can't be running the ball and have leading the league in fumbles as a quarterback. It's going to be a tough road over Chicago. That's my piece. You look like you got something to say, Rob. I'm going to let you say it, then JT.
All right, so the Chicago Bears with #1 draft pick, young team, coming in most of the time. Justin Fields playing games, looking scared. Probably why he got that visor on his helmet. It's just
can't see his eyes.
You can't see his eyes, so they don't look like big saucers when them defensive ends come at him. A young rebuilding team like that, the only way that happens is if you are the 1991 Dallas Cowboys and you got Jimmy Johnson as your head coach, right? You make a blockbuster trade, you get half of another team to come on to yours and for one guy, and then you got a dynamic, outstanding coaching staff, which I don't think is the case in Chicago. I don't see the pieces in place that's going to put them up against a Kansas City or even like the monsters, the Bills, or even the Cincinnati Bengals. I don't think that's a team that can come in there and just rule anything. And that's why I'm just like looking at their schedule and I'm like, I don't know about this, So yeah, I think in all seriousness, I think this is a rebuilding year. This is a year to say, okay, Justin, what are you going to do? Either you're going to do it or you're not going to do it. If you're not going to do it, we need to draft a young one, and we need to get an up and coming to come in here and do something. And then that's just going to be it. You look at the Super Bowl last year or the quarterfinals with the last 4 teams. All 4 of those teams had young quarterbacks. The oldest one was Mahomes. He had been in the league the longest. So that's just goes to prove that the ones with the young, hot, tough quarterbacks are the ones that's going to go furthest into the playoff season.
Agreed.
Speaking of that, look at the kind of talent that each one of those teams had around them. That makes a difference. And the Chicago Bears don't have that type of team. Okay, you get an offensive tackle. Okay, what about the 2 guards, the center, and the right tackle? Come on, it's the collective. You got to have a collective in the offensive line. Okay, you got the offensive tackle to protect the blind side of Justin Fields, but you still have 4 other players on that line that need to be of good quality to protect Justin Fields. He may have an all-pro left tackle, but that doesn't do any good if your guards, your center, and your right tackle are hot garbage. They had serious issues about protecting Justin Fields, and the process they took was to get an offensive tackle, left tackle. Okay, they're still in the process. Let me put it that way. They're still in the process. So, I think this is their quarterback. This should be their quarterback, and I don't think this should be a year for him to prove it, because they're in rebuild mode. They're trying to establish themselves and put players in front of Justin Fields that can make him more effective. He had to run for his life. Okay, that wasn't just the problem of the left tackle. Okay, so I got to believe that. He's going to get a couple more years, and they're going to do some more to add pieces on that offensive line, and then they'll say, okay, he's not the one. We got to go somewhere else. But until you get an effective offensive line and a decent defense to give him more opportunities on the offense, he's going to be scrambling around like he did last year.
Okay. Well, this is his 3rd year. And I think they're going to exercise his 5th-year option just to prove exactly what you just said, JT, because I don't think this year is going to be a very good year for Chicago.
Right.
But I think if Minnesota continues to jettison their players, Chicago has a chance to at least be number 2. And I got Detroit at 10-7. So let's go down that list, okay?
Okay. Right ahead.
First game out the chute, I got him beating Green Bay.
Okay.
His first game of the season, I don't think that Jordan Love is going to be ready to take on that 4:00 game. It's the late 4:00 game, so it's the last 4:00 game to start. So it's kind of like the game of the week, so to speak.
Okay.
On Fox. So I got Green Bay losing it, Chicago winning it. Go ahead, JT.
I got Green Bay losing that game, Chicago winning. First game out of the chute. And don't get pretty after that, but I have them at least the first game of the season winning that.
Rob?
I got the Packers winning. I think Jordan Love's going to have something to prove. He's going to want to get something going early. And I think that, the cast of characters around him is probably going to try to make that happen. They have a history to uphold, beating Chicago, and hey, hopefully they they got a PA system that works so people can hear them.
Moving on. Dave ain't here.
Wow.
Why you going to attack Dave? All right.
Shots fired. Shots fired.
I know. He ain't even here to defend himself. At Tampa Bay.
I have my loss.
You think Tampa wins? Okay. Rob?
Yep. I got them losing. They don't stack up.
Okay. I got Tampa as well. At Kansas City.
Come on. That's an L. At Kansas City, that's an L.
Yeah. Me too. I got them losing.
My face says it all.
Then they host Denver.
I still have them at a loss.
Me too.
Me too, as well. Not looking good. They started out 1-0. Now they're 1-3.
I said it wasn't going to be pretty after.
Oh, it's not going to be pretty at all. At Washington.
I got them at the loss.
I got them as their first win. I think that's going to be
I was not supposed to do that. I was not supposed to do that.
You said
I apologize.
You said
I think they're on the fourth. Go ahead.
You gave them a win?
Yeah. I think they beat Washington. I mean, now, granted, they got Bieniemy, right?
Yeah.
Granted, this is the 5th game of the season, but who's the quarterback in Washington?
Sam Howell.
I think this will probably be one time where Justin Fields will shine. And they're at Washington, so it really don't matter because Washington, they don't even know where their stadium's supposed to be. It's in Maryland, but it's in Washington D.C. They might as well just have the freaking stadium in Connecticut somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Washington, they don't even know what their name is. They're Washington football team.
I don't know if Robert has a good connection or not anymore.
Commanders.
I
What kind
think
of name is
we're
the
about to
Commanders?
lose, Robert.
I agree. What kind of name is the Commanders? Just what he said.
Commanders.
Well, we don't own the name. Somebody else owns it. So I don't even know what our name is going to be.
So yeah, they are a team in crisis. They owners trying to jettison them, and Magic Johnson trying to save them. They don't know which end is up, whether it's their left, right, east, or west. And I think that this will be the one time that the Chicago Bears will win a game and pop some bottles because it's probably the last one they win.
Brother, you got to come on here more often.
No, he does not.
You got to come on here more
No,
often.
he does not.
Oh, my God. You
I
got to
love
come
you,
on here
Robert,
more
but
often.
that is a terrible take.
I'm a one-man band, but we made it a duo. Come on, man.
He likes to attack me. That's the problem. This dude likes to attack me. But
What?
let's
Wait
move
a minute.
on.
Wait a
Let's
minute.
move on.
There's a different.
Let's move on.
There's a difference.
They
in
host Minnesota.
So-called attack and keeping it 100.
They host Minnesota. Rob, they host Minnesota.
Yeah, that's a loss. Yeah, they're gonna take that whooping. Yeah.
JT.
I agree.
I'm picking Chicago. Wow. Again, when we get to Minnesota, you're gonna be surprised because I think Minnesota is jettisoning too many players. They're tanking for Caleb. I really think so.
Yeah, okay.
And we're going on 2 hours, so we got to hurry up and get through this. So
Okay.
I don't want to keep y'all too much longer, but
I'm gonna stop talking trash.
You good. They host the Raiders. Jerry already said he don't believe in the Raiders, so I take he's gonna pick Chicago, but I'm going to say it. Who you got?
I guess Chicago. Go ahead, man.
You got Chicago?
Yeah, I got Chicago. Yeah.
I got the Raiders.
Yeah.
At the Chargers.
Oh, they lose. Yeah, they lose to the Chargers.
Okay.
Even though they're a team in disarray, they're still gonna lose.
Okay.
I got the Chargers too.
I got the Chargers to make it 3. Moving on, New Orleans at New Orleans.
Done deal. They lose.
Got you with New Orleans as well. JT.
I got NO, New Orleans.
Okay. Then they host Carolina.
Yeah, that'll be the one time. Well, the third time that they actually get it together and they beat somebody.
Okay. JT.
I got a win for Chicago.
I got a win for Carolina.
Ooh.
I got the upset.
Okay.
At Detroit,
Loss.
Loss.
right? At Minnesota,
Loss.
I got an L as well because they're going to split. JT, who you got?
I got the Vikings.
Then they got a late bye week, which helps, but not really because they start back up with Detroit. I got Detroit sweeping them. So,
Yep.
Rob?
Loss. Yeah.
Okay. JT?
I got him as a win.
Okay. You got them splitting?
Yep.
Okay. Oh, I already know what JT's going to say about this one. At Cleveland.
Oh, that's going to be a loss. There's no two ways about it. They're going to lose. The Cleveland.
Just because that's your team, you're a homer.
In Cleveland, they're going to lose.
I got Cleveland winning as well. What you got, Rob?
Yeah, I got Cleveland winning.
Versus Arizona.
Arizona's probably
Kyler should be back by then.
Arizona's probably going to be one of the worst teams in the league. They ain't got no talent. No talent. I'm sorry. You want
Yeah,
be
you're right. I can't deny it. They got Marquise Brown, but that's about it. And Zach Ertz. And
That
Connor.
they stole, that we gave away. Anyway, we gave him away. But yeah, this one a few times I got Chicago winning the game. So yeah,
I got to give it to Chicago because I don't think Kyler's going to be in tip-top shape at that point. Atlanta. Now they're coming to Chicago on the last day of December with that hard run game. I need y'all to think about that before you give your answers because I'm picking Atlanta.
Yeah, me too.
I'm picking Chicago.
Okay. All right. Final game of the season, ending at Green Bay. I think they split. Green Bay wins that game.
Nah, I think the saga continues. I think they continue to get beat down.
So who you like?
Yeah, I like Green Bay.
Okay. Let's see, so Rob has let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 wins.
Yep.
And Vic has 1, 2, 3, 4 wins. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 and 11.
Okay.
Okay, that's better than what we did. All right. I'm not going to beat a dead horse because, as Robert said all show long, there's a bunch of leaf eaters at quarterback in Minnesota, Detroit, so on and so forth. Here's what I'm going to tell you. If they continue to jettison talent around Kirk Cousins and on this organization, Minnesota will not be well. Not at all. Justin Jefferson was the Offensive Player of the Year last year, but I don't know if that's going to happen this year, especially when Addison has to show up, right? He's a young rookie. What's my man name that's the number 2 receiver now, JT?
KJ Osborne.
Osborne has got to step up and replace Adam Thielen, who to me was a short-handed receiver, might not have been the best, but he was someone that you could depend on.
When he was on the field. Because
TJ Hawkinson is the best offensive weapon they have now. They let Dalvin Cook walk out the door. There's still a chance Dalvin Cook comes back, but I highly doubt it. And I'm going to preface this, if Zeke or Cook are in Minnesota, I will give the division to Minnesota. But if neither are there and they rely on Madsen and the rest of characters behind him, Minnesota might be looking at third best in that division, in my opinion.
Okay.
I don't have that though.
Let me enlighten you. The division in the NFC North
is going to be the division of surprise rookie running backs. Rashawn Johnson in Chicago, Jahmyr Gibbs in Detroit, and I forget the guys, the rookie in that they drafted in Minnesota. It's going to be division of surprise running backs. Just look at the starting running backs and their question marks. Detroit, Minnesota, Chicago. They all have question marks. All those starting running backs have question marks. I like the rookies right behind them in those three teams. So they're going to be running the football, and because the quarterback play is questionable at best. I mean, it is what it is, man. This division is in flux, and good luck to whoever happens to come on top of the pile. Let me put that, and it's the pile of you know what.
Agreed. So, what you got, Rob?
Well, for the division.
For the division.
Well, you know my feelings on it. I mean, you got all four quarterbacks that they scrambling, running for their life, getting sacked, getting beat down. I mean, Kirk Cousins got the division last year by default. He had some good players around him. He was able to do some things. Justin Fields is pretty much like Barry Sanders in Detroit. He ain't had the people around him, and he has not been in a position to learn, develop, and grow. So he didn't have that quarterback in front of him like in Aaron Rodgers or Brett Favre or Tom Brady or anything like that to give him the looks that he needs to be a great quarterback. And I don't see the intensity out of him to do any better. Like, Jalen Hurts was in the same position, but he was just in there day and night trying to get better. Jared Goff, I mean, Jared Goff, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Like, just that guy, they literally just, we're going to give you this dude. We just want your quarterback. You take him, and we'll give you some money, draft picks. Yeah. We'll buy you a sports car. Just take him, right? And what did they do the next year? They won a Super Bowl. I mean, if you can't win under Sean McVay and his system and how he does things, you go somewhere else and you still losing. You know what I mean? I mean, I get it. It's Detroit. Detroit's going to Detroit, but still, I mean, come on, man. And then, with the rest of them, I mean, I just don't. I see that. I think the best that they'll do is maybe 10-7 in the entire division. Which will probably take the division. I still think that Minnesota is going to take it, and lose in the first round, just like I typed in the beginning. I think that's what it's going to be. After that, if I had to pick, oh man, I'd probably say Detroit is right behind them. And then Green Bay's behind them, and then Chicago's behind them. So that's
okay. Let's go down the schedule real quick to see if you get that 10-7. Let's see. First game, home for Tampa Bay. Rob.
For who's this? Who we talking about now?
Minnesota.
Minnesota?
Yes.
New quarterback, Tampa Bay, just getting out of preseason. I take Minnesota.
JT.
Minnesota.
Tampa Bay. All right. This is an easy game for Rob to even say, so I'm going to just let him say it. At Philly.
Oh, man. That's a straight up beat down loss. I'm still mad. Stephon Diggs. This is years ago. Stephon Diggs ain't played there in like 2 years. I'm still mad about the way that a Philly linebacker said something about the quarterback and said, "Oh, we just got to make him throw." And then Kirk Cousins did and just destroyed the Eagles. So, yeah, for me, I think the Eagles going to come back hard. The Philadelphia Bulldogs is going to run over them.
Cool. JT?
Come on, man. Philly, easy,
Okay, I gotta get it on record. Gotta get it on record.
easy.
Then they host the Chargers.
Ooh,
I got the Chargers.
I got Minnesota. I got Minnesota.
I got Minnesota on that.
Okay. At Carolina, I got Minnesota.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
It's gonna be a rough year for Carolina. Rough year.
It is.
Yeah, gonna be very rough here.
Then Minnesota hosts Kansas City. Beat down Central.
Mhm.
It is a 4P. Well, Kirk plays decent at 4, but
Yeah.
not good enough. Kansas City wins that game.
Yep, they're 3-1 at this point for me.
Yep.
JT, okay. At Chicago.
At Chicago. Who are you looking for?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Minnesota.
Either one. You got.
Minnesota. Yeah.
I said they're going to split. So I forget which one I say is going to win the first game.
It's
I'm going to give it to Minnesota because the one at home, I'm going to get to Chicago. So, yeah, I give Minnesota that game. Now it doesn't get no better. They host San Francisco. I got the 49ers.
That's after a bye, right?
Nope, they don't get their bye to week 13.
Okay, hold on.
So there is no bye. They go Kansas City, Chicago, San Francisco.
That's good. That's a loss. I have them as a loss. What do you have, Matt? The loss?
Yeah, I got San Fran winning that game.
What
Yeah,
about
they got Brock Purdy coming back.
He should be back before that game, way before that game.
Yeah. I say that's a loss. Yeah.
Okay. At Green Bay, I say they sweep Green Bay. So
what do you got, Rob?
Yeah.
Week
All
9
right.
at Atlanta.
yep, at Atlanta,
I
I
think
gotta go Atlanta, man.
no,
The
I'm
reason why I gotta go Atlanta is because I think they just don't have enough weapons on offense in Minnesota. And if they start running up rock really, really well in Atlanta, this is week 9. It's going to be tough to keep up with them. And you don't got your workhorse running back. Or Alexander Madison isn't what you thought he was. So I got to go Atlanta.
I think Minnesota for me. I think
same here.
Cousins will act right and do a little something. I think Minnesota.
Okay. Another hard game because I like New Orleans. I think New Orleans beats Minnesota because they have more weapons and their defense is better. Minnesota's giving away too much on offense, and they've given away their starting linebacker, and they're trying to give away their best defensive lineman.
I agree with you. I agree. I think they dropped that.
I take New Orleans in that game.
Yeah, I got New Orleans on that.
At Denver.
At Denver, I'm going to give it to Russell because Kurt, that's an 8-20 start. Kurt ain't winning that.
That's a primetime game. That ain't happening.
The next 2 games are prime time, and they're losing both of them. Yeah. But, yeah, they're losing this Sunday night game against Denver. What you got, Rob?
Yeah, I second that, third that. Yeah, because I think Russell Wilson will probably wake up long enough to win that game. Go back to sleep and start losing some more.
You better leave Russ alone, man. I'm about to add him to my list.
Wow.
All right.
Wow.
At Shy, it's an 8 p.m. game. And as I said, since they won at home, they're going to lose to Chicago. It's an 8 p.m. game.
I
I
think
got Chicago winning it.
They're playing at home.
No, yeah, they're playing at home.
I think Minnesota figures them out and keeps their number in their back pocket, and I think they win that one too.
All right.
Okay. At Vegas. Oh, I think that's a tough game.
After a bye.
Yeah, after a bye. I think it's a tough game, but I kind of agree with you, Jerry, about the disarray part. of Vegas.
But
And I think at this point they're under new coaching management. But I got to give it to Chicago only because
Chicago,
Minnesota, because they have it more together. They might not have the best talent,
Yep.
right? But I think they got it more together than the Raiders. And you don't need to have the best talent to win a game. You just need to have people on the same page. And I don't think they're on the same page in Las Vegas. Go ahead, JT.
yeah, I like Minnesota in that game. I'm really down on the Raiders this year.
All right, Rob.
Yeah, I'm the same. I think they'll take the Raiders out. I think it'll be a no-brainer on that one for me.
Now, what I'm about to say, I mean it from the bottom of my heart.
At Cincinnati, the next one.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the next 4. They're going 1-3.
Ooh.
Losing to Cincinnati, getting swept by Detroit, and beating Green Bay.
I take that same, except they split with Detroit.
Okay, you got them going 2-2 at the end?
Yep.
Okay.
I'll have them losing to Cincinnati, splitting with Detroit.
Oh, I did say, I'm sorry, JT.
What?
I did say that they were going to split with Detroit. So they win the first game versus Detroit, but they lose. So I got them 2-2 at the end.
Okay.
I apologize.
Okay, so let me see. What about you, Rob? At Cincinnati.
Yeah, 2-2 as well. They split with Detroit. They lose to Cincinnati, and then they beat Green Bay.
Okay. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You got Minnesota 9-8. That's Rob. Vic has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Minnesota 6-11. Really? Is that right?
That's good enough for second in the division.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9-8.
Okay.
Rob and I have them 9-8. You have them 6-11.
Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. The NFC North.
A hot mess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, probably the worst division in football.
AFC South.
Nah, buddy. Matter of fact, we're going to do the AFC South next week.
What happened to the North?
Excuse me? The AFC North?
Yeah, what happened to the North?
Nah, I ain't going to give you the satisfaction.
Okay.
We're going to do the AFC South.
No
Well,
problem.
I'll tell you what, JT.
No, you don't have to. Don't worry about it.
No. I'll do this.
We'll eventually get to it, so it's no big deal.
I know.
Yeah. I was looking at the teams and I was like, damn, Tennessee Titans are still in the league.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I mean, you only heard about the Houston Texans because of all the controversy, and the Indianapolis Colts because they fired Frank Reich, and Jacksonville Jaguars. I mean, I thought that was a college team. So,
well, they're gonna win that division, but we'll do the AFC South next week, and if we have time, we'll go over the AFC North.
Don't worry about it. We'll eventually get to it. Hey, a division each week, it don't make a difference. We got plenty of time.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. But I want to thank everybody for tuning in and jumping on. Rob,
I really appreciate you, man.
Shakran,
my brother, because we ain't lying with each other here, man.
For no reason. I love it.
I don't like that at all. He's my friend, not yours, Jerry. Okay, but I want to thank you for jumping on, Dave. We love you. We want you to get your audio taken care of because I needed you to fire back, bro. But it didn't happen.
It's just like the Eagles playing Chicago. You already know. You already know.
That's what it is. Q, thanks for jumping on and being a part. Apparently, there's 2, 3, 4 bets. Me and JT got a bet. he gave me 7 points on that Baltimore game. So I'm gonna take that and run with it like a scolded dog.
What game was that?
Detroit and Baltimore.
I know what game it was. Don't worry about
play
it.
with me, bro. All right. We got Rob, just got money on the soft queue. Dave offered up like a knot of hundreds.
Yeah.
I'll let y'all discuss that. Matter of fact, if I gotta get y'all to talk somehow, some way, so email, I guess.
You can give my email address. You can give my email address. We can make that connection, and I'll throw in my Cash App too.
Oh,
We can have that too.
My brother, you are more than welcome to come back next week and be on the show with us.
absolutely.
Send me an invite.
You know it.
Absolutely.
So what we're gonna do is, as I said, next week we're gonna do the AFC South and do the same thing. We're gonna break down team by team, talk about certain aspects of the team, and go over the schedule. That's what we do as we prepare you for your fantasy football season that's coming up in September, all summer long. And then we get down to the Hall of Fame game and things of that nature. We start breaking down IDPs for me, individual defensive players. JT does the offensive players. So in August, you'll have a plethora of information to prepare you for your fantasy season. JT, tomorrow on For No Reason on YouTube, what do you got going on?
10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to be doing mock draft, fantasy football mock draft 6.0. Full of surprises, as usual.
A lot of cursing.
Very, a lot of cursing on your side because it's just a mock draft. But I mean, you take it like it's
because I don't understand New York mythology. I'm sorry.
It's the gospel. You take it like it's the gospel, but what it is, it's always a work in progress. I always say that, but this is what's going to happen tomorrow. Every second Sunday of every month leading up to the fantasy football season, I do a mock draft. This is 6.0, 7.0 quite naturally in July, 8.0 in August, leading up to your fantasy football drafts. Tune in, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, YouTube, Facebook.
All right. With that being said, happy Father's Day.
Same to you.
To all my fathers out there. I meant to say that to Dave and Q.
Mm-hmm.
And of course you, Rob. I love you, brother. Love you. And let's celebrate Juneteenth the right way. All right, that's my only political thing I can do. But with that being said, we'll see y'all next week.
Peace.
Fantasy, sports, and politics. Get ready to rumble! You want to talk smack? You in the right place. So take a step back before I get all up in your
remember, because I don't remember. I remember every bit of this.
You're the dudes holding on the phone line. Your voice will be heard, sir.
Next caller, please.
Jerry's gonna get him.
Fantasy, sports, and politics. Fantasy, sports, and politics. Fantasy, sports, and politics. Fantasy, sports, and politics.
Listeners are asking questions about this week's games, not Jerry's personal